All right, let's talk about Jalen Milroe, who I think I'm a bit higher on than most people are. There's a lot to like about him, although I will say I think there's also a chance he's just never a starter in the league, or if he is, he's only a starter for a little bit and then flames out. I think both are possible. He's maybe the biggest boomer bust prospect that we've seen in, I wouldn't say recent history, because Anthony Richardson was drafted a couple years ago. But let's talk about Jalen Milroe and why I think he could go in so many different directions. First play you see on your screen is going to be a rushing play. He's going to keep the ball himself and go towards the top of the screen. A couple offensive linemen will pull out in that direction to block for him. And you're going to see that when he, takes a snap, he rushes towards the right and also knows how to move as well, not just running in a straight line, able to kind of start as though he's going more over the middle, then get more towards the outside in a situation like that. And because of that, he gets into the end zone for a touchdown. He really is an electric runner, and that is probably the best attribute he has. And he definitely utilizes it, sometimes too much. We'll get into that, but he really is an electric runner. And also when it comes down to arm strength, he can make really great deep throws. This one, a one-on-one matchup on the outside against man coverage, so you got single safety deep, sure, let's take a chance. And you're going to see for Milroe, this is just a great throw. I mean, he's standing at his own 37-yard line or so, but still throws perfect accuracy inside the 5. Ultimately is incomplete, but that's a great throw from Jalen Milroe, and he can consistently make great throws down the field, not just with his arm strength, which is very good, but he's also just very accurate and times these plays very well. And just in general, you see him make some really impressive throws. Like this one, it's a zone coverage play. You see how this route's going to try and get into a gap in coverage. Okay, cool. Well, Milroe's going to take the snap right here. It's not wide open by any means, but he times that one perfectly, and because of that, they're able to get a big completion. So you might be sitting here and saying, well, why are you saying there's a chance he could flame out? He looks awesome. He looks great. Well, there are some pretty big issues as well, and I'm going to make the Anthony Richardson comparison a little bit. For Anthony Richardson, everyone said he sucked at processing plays. I always felt like part of his issue, and the biggest part of his issue, was accuracy, which has still been a big issue at the NFL level. I would make a little bit of a similar comparison with Milroe. I think his accuracy is, in my opinion, the biggest thing I'm concerned about with him. So like this play, for example, so it's going to be a zone coverage play. And listen, I've shown you he can make accurate throws, right? So inconsistent accuracy is what I would say, not bad accuracy. But you see this concept, zone coverage play, you have a receiver, the number 2 receiver on this play, meaning the receiver second closest to the sideline, is going to run a deep shot, the other receiver running more of a curl route right here. So Milroe takes the snap, and the deep shot appears to be getting wide open, right? I mean, no one picks it up right away. The kind of issue, though, is if you're going to make this throw, you only have so much room. He's already at the 14-yard line, so you only have 24 yards to work with. You're going to have to get it there in a hurry. And you see now several defenders are getting back and trying to get into the play. So while it looks like it's wide open, it actually isn't as open as you would think. However, Milroe's going to be a little bit clever here. You see that he does have a receiver open right there. And so, okay, Milroe's going to be, like I said, a little bit clever. He's just going to say, you know what, let's just take a guaranteed first down. Who knows, maybe my receiver can make a move and we get the touchdown anyway. Let's try that instead. I think if they were at their own 20, he throws it down the field, but given where they're at on the field, he's just going to try and move the chains. However, this throw is just off, and if you notice, I'll show it again. If you notice, he kind of pump fakes before he throws and throws a bit off balance. He's just not very good at throwing off balance. I think when he has, a clean pocket and just getting the ball out of his hands quickly, he's usually pretty accurate. But when he has to kind of throw a little bit wobbly, he can't really make it work. And that's a huge issue when you talk about going into the NFL, because obviously you get much less time in the pocket. You more often have to throw off balance. And if you can't throw off balance at the NFL level, you can't play at the NFL level. Another issue that people have brought up, which I do think is fair, although I do think it's maybe a touch overblown, is the processing stuff. So this is kind of the issue. This is a third down. You see the route trying to get into a gap in coverage right here. He very much is someone who, he looks at his first read. If he wants to make the throw, or if he feels like he can make the throw, he does. If he doesn't, then he runs. So here you see he's going to take the snap. He looks over, and as of right here, this is a really difficult throw if you're going to try and pull it off. But like I said, if he feels like he has a window to make this throw, he's going to try and take it. Again, he throws a bit off balance, and the throw is just high and results in an interception. That was bad for a couple reasons. I mean, it was a too small of a window to really try and fit it through. You could argue it's fine because it's third down and you'd be out of field goal range. So it's a time where it's okay to take a chance, I suppose. But the real issue was just overthrowing the ball when you decide to make a tight window throw, which results in the pick. Now, to be clear, going over here, I think he does a really good job when plays are open right away. This play, just one of those quick routes trying to get into a gap in coverage underneath. Watch as he takes a snap, he's not messing around. He gets rid of the ball right away, and they pick up a first down. Those little things he's, I think, actively good at and better at than most young quarterbacks. So it's definitely just specific situations that I think he can sometimes struggle, and really it's getting to the next read. And let's just be honest, with him, his second best option on most plays is running with the football, so I kind of get it. It's not fair to totally blame him for doing stuff that mostly worked at the college level, but at the same time, the question will be, can you get that out of his system when he gets to the NFL level, and we just don't know. But heading over here, to me, this is like Jalen Milroe to a T. So you see there's a one-on-one matchup. This is in the Tennessee game. One-on-one matchup on the outside in a goal line situation. Okay, let's just, do the old goal line fade, try and get a touchdown here. As you see, this, is a throw going more towards the inside, trying to get his receiver to go back that way, and it does not work out, results in a pick. Okay, bad play, right? It resulted in a pick. Well, I don't know if he sees it that way. I think he sees it more as he's giving his receiver a chance. Sometimes it'll work, sometimes it won't. Because watch this. This was later on in the same game. You see right here, okay, once again, it's a one-on-one matchup on the outside in a goal line situation. Here he throws it and honestly doesn't even throw it that different of a spot, but it results in a touchdown this time. And instead of the interception, it's a touchdown. I think a large part of Jalen Milroe's game will be independent of how he exactly plays. If you look at his Pro Football Focus grades for each game last season, you see a ton of peaks and valleys, right? I mean, a ton of great games, a ton of bad games, and to me, that kind of makes sense. When guys were getting open, he was getting the ball out of his hands quickly and doing a great job with that. When guys weren't getting open, he struggled in those situations and would make matters worse at times. So for someone like Milroe, I like the idea of drafting him, especially if you're in a good situation. I don't think you could draft him with like a high first round pick or anything like that, but a lot of people are talking about him as though he is a third round talent, and I kind of like him a little more than that. Really, at the end of the day, it just comes down to how much are you willing to take a chance? And for me, when it comes to quarterbacks, I'm always willing to take a chance. I'm willing to go with someone who could, have that high upside. And I think instead of, just for me personally, instead of spending the number 3 overall pick on Shedeur Sanders, I think I would rather spend a third round pick on Jalen Milroe because I think that there is still hope there as well. So I don't know. That's just how I see it. But yeah, those are my thoughts. What are yours? Let me know in the comments below. Always love hearing from ya. And of course, as always, thanks for watching. Hey, thanks for watching to the end of that video. I do appreciate it. If you want to see my other channel, Jackson Kruger Movies, where I talk about movies, give some film reviews and stuff like that of a different kind, if that seems like your kind of thing, the link is in the description below for that, as is the link for my Twitter account. I'm at Jackson Kruger, so give me a follow on there if that's your kind of thing. And also, of course, remember to hit the subscribe button on this channel. I do always appreciate it, and thanks again for watching to the end of the video.